Hello pre-AP students. Today we are going to look at how to take the information that you have in your notebook and put it into your brief. You are going to need a couple of different pages open. Here you can see I have easybib open, and you want to also have the pre-AP page on my Moodle site open so that you can open the brief template. So let's just go ahead and open the brief template here first of all. And apparently I have to log in. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and open it. And one of the first things I want to do, of course, is add in my heading. I'm going to put in my topic. I don't want that part underlined. I'm going to type in my resolution here. And now I'm going to need my notebook to start putting in my information into my brief. Okay, I need to switch over from my Word document here to my easybib. I'm going to go ahead and open my notebook. And then you want to find the tab on the top that says print. Okay, and I'm really going to be looking at the outline here because I've already lined up all of my evidence over here under the outline, so I don't necessarily need the notes, I just need the outline, but I want to keep the notes data as part of it. I'm going to click next, and it's going to open a page where I have all of this information written out that I had in my notes, and I'm just going to copy and paste into my Word document. So this part here is from my introduction, and I had 3 things that I thought would be good points to put in the introduction under the history. Now, of course, I will talk to my group, and we'll decide as a group which 3 things we're going to put because everyone's is going to be the same. But I'm just going to take a couple over there and copy that so you can see how that works. So most of the time I think I want to use the paraphrasing part. I might need to go back and look at the original quote to get more information on it, but unless it's a quote from a specific person and I can name that person and there's a real reason for me to use the quote, I'm going to use the paraphrasing. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this here, and I'm going to go back to my Word document and I'm going to paste this in. So now I'm going to look at this and decide whether I need to add anything to it. Of course, I need to add a parenthetical citation. I don't have anything about the dates here, so I think that would be important to have not just in the citation itself, but as part of the statement. So I'm going to go back and look at my note and see when this was. So this article actually came out in April of 2013. So I'm going to put that in to my quote here. So I'm going to put Newtown, Connecticut shooting prompts NRA to suggest arming teachers in April 2013. Okay, now I can go over here and I can grab another one. I'm going to grab this one here. I'm going to take the paraphrasing. I'm going to look at the date on this also. And this came out actually in April of 2014. It looks like, no, I'm looking at that wrong. Nope, it came out in 2013. Okay. I'm going to go back over here. Here, and I'm going to leave this one as is. Okay, and you could add more. Wait a second, I need to go back and do my parenthetical citation, right? So let me go back here to this and look at the first one I took. My source says the last name is Feldman, so I'm just going to copy that. And I'm going to put that in here. It goes before the period. And I need to find the one for the second one, which was this one down here, Malad. Okay. So I still need one more for my history of proposition. The definition of terms, here I'm going to talk with my group about whether there's any terms that need to be defined, something that's going to be used a lot in the debate, and we'll have to decide if there are any statements of what we both want to admit. I'm going to fill in my statement of the issues here. So in this case here, I'm on the negative side, so I'm going to say there is not a need to arm teachers. Arming teachers is not practical. I'm going to go ahead and fill all 4 of those out. And then I'll be done with my introduction. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a look at the stock issues that I have, and I'm going to delete the ones that I don't have. So I'm going back here to my notebook, and I actually have stock issue 2 and 3, which is not what any of you have, because you would have 1 and 3 or 2 and 4. But I'm going to go ahead and delete the ones I don't have. So I don't have stock issue 1. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that whole stock issue. I need to actually go ahead and make this the statement instead of the question. And I can go ahead and enter my claim here. I'm going to go back to my thing I have made, and I have stock issue 2. Claim 1. Arming staff would be too costly for cash-strapped public schools. Just keep that as is and put that in my claim. Now I need to go back and find my evidence. So I have evidence here about costs. I have a quote, but I'm going to try to use my paraphrasing instead. Go ahead and copy that. Paste it into my evidence here. And I need to add a parenthetical citation. This one has more than one author, so I need to put the multiple last names here. I'm just going to copy this whole thing and then I'm going to fix it. Let's say Cruz and Burton. And I'll just continue on and add my evidence. Now when I get to the part here where I need a warrant, this is going to be my explanation of how it is that that evidence supports my claim and my stock issue. So I might take a look at my commentary to come up with an idea here of how that is going to support that. So let me go ahead and add my other evidence and then we'll come back to that. Okay, so I've added some of my evidence here. I still need one more, but I'm going to go ahead and work on my warrant. All my evidence is all about how expensive it would be to train teachers or staff members in order to be able to handle a gun in an emergency situation. So I want to say something about that not being practical to spend that type of money. I'm also going to kind of acknowledge the opposition here by saying something that although saving lives is important, cost associated with training teachers is too high for such a low risk event. Okay, so I want to say that because it's pretty unlikely that a school shooting will happen. Now I have a couple of different fonts happening here, so I'm going to go ahead and make these all the same font so everything looks the same. And then I'm just going to continue on until I have my 2 stock issues done. And then of course I'll add a works cited page to the end. I just realized one other thing that we are missing, and that is our header with the last name and page number. And I'm using the same version of Microsoft Word that you use here at school. So I'm going to show you how to do it on here. And we go to insert, and we actually do page number, because if you start with inserting your last name first, when you add the page number, your last name will get deleted. So do the page number. We want it at the top of the page, and we want it on the right side. And just type in your last name and a space, and you're done. And actually, I think I would want to make that so that it's the same font, because right now it's not the same font. So now it matches my page.